A very good morning, participants. I welcome you all to the online course on FDP on behalf of the Department of Political Science and Public Administration and its professor and head, Dr. C. Subramaniam sir, and the coordinators, Dr. Neelam Pandey and Dr. J. Subramanian. I welcome you all to this forenoon session. Today, we have a resource person, Dr. Sadhik Batcha, professor, our university library, Annamalai University. Sir has a rich experience of 21 years teaching experience. During his tenure, he has published more than 80 international articles and more national articles in reputed journals and magazines. Besides, he has also published popular articles also. Further, Sir has successfully guided more than a dozen PhD candidates successfully. And further, Batcha sir received awards as Best Researcher Award in 2018, APJ Abdul Kalam National Award in 2018, Distinguished Professor Award in 2019, and other awards also. Sir is a member Board of Studies of Alagappa University and University of Madras, and eminent researcher. Not only he has published articles, but also encourage other faculty members to publish articles in various magazines which are indexed, which are in Scopus, and even in our faculty development programs in our Annamalai University. Sir has very elaborately explained us what is H index, what is Scopus, how to publish in Scopus journals, and most of the faculty members, they have the knowledge, but how to publish the knowledge in a reputed journal. So these are all the informations we have gained from Sadhik Batcha sir's expertise, resourceful lectures. So today, I expect this benefit, what we have received, I expect this benefit, these participants also can get benefit out of the lecture from Sadhik Batcha. Now I invite and request Professor Sadhik Batcha sir to deliver his lecture on COVID-19 and emergence of online education system, scope and challenges. Thank you, sir. You please proceed.
Very good morning, one and all taking participation in this program. So it gives me immense pleasure to be the resource person in this session. And let me first thank the organizers for having chosen me and have given me the opportunity to interact with the participants in this pandemic-19 situation. So whatever the knowledge that we have gained here, that we are going to have a sharing. So in which I'm going to elaborate all those things, how the online education takes part in the situation. And especially when I want to start my lecture as a customary, let me start with a small story in what way that we are pressurized to go for online education. So actually, there was a saint under whom number of disciples were studying, students as. So, and one day when he started the class, the pet cat, which was moving here and there, made diversion to the students. That's why he asked the disciples, the students, to tie it in at the pillar. The next day when they start the class, the same thing happened. So again, he asked to tie the cat at the pillar. But what happened every day? So it becomes the customary, and the days passed on. Finally, one day the saint passed away, and the next senior disciple became the guru. And when he started his first class, and then even the cat died. So when he started his first class, he looked at the pillar. There was no cat tied. So he asked the other students, disciples, don't you know that To take class means there should be a cat to be tied at the pillar. So this is the customary happened. Whatever that education that we have offline today, we don't want to move to other thing. So new system we don't want to adapt. So this is the customary what happened with us today. So with this, I mean, a simple introduction, I will let me go in depth about of what that topic that we are going to have today. Let me share my screen now. I think, are you able to see, sir?
Yes, sir.
So this is the topic, COVID-19 and the emergence of online education system, scope and challenges. Here, so while we go talking about of online education system, lot of argument came. Does it have this type of things or not? And these are the things are that. Let me just brief what the things. Actually, when comparison, when we make with the offline classes as well as online educational mode, access, when we talk about of the access, so online system makes high quality programs of college and university available to rural communities, to those who are living in a distance from the campus. So accessibility is a wider accessibility that we can give when we shift to the online education system. And when we talk about another argument, what about affordability? Affordability means here online learning is significantly more affordable than campus learning. Campus based, given the even the cost of travel, you can say that, accommodation and the related cost of campus based study, so everything can be minimized. So affordability also, when compared to the online offline, so online stands top. Flexibility, the flexibility, students working full or part-time having access to these course and programs, online gives have a greater flexibility in planning their course completion strategies. So this is the three argument. When we go that, when we want to start any educational background, means we have some argument. Whether these arguments are met with the possibility or not. So this first three argument, I can say that online education system supports these arguments. And when we further go, pedagogy. So leveraging technology enabled in both blending, learning flipped classrooms and other forms of pedagogical maximize the learning potential of students. So pedagogy, when we talk about the pedagogy, here also online education systems, is considered to be top. And what about the lifelong learning? So when we talk about of lifelong learning, online learning is a powerful way of ensuring that those need to help develop skills have access to learning anytime, anywhere. So this is the another one. And governments see, whether it is a case of policy, governments see online learning as a response to growing demand for college and university education at a lower cost. So with these three, 6 points, let me go in depth about of all those things, how online education has taken a part of our today's education system, not only in India, global level. So this COVID-19, a pandemic teacher, has taught us many things. And one among the lessons that COVID-19 has taught us to go for online teaching. Even the teachers have learned something from COVID-19. So there are lessons we learned globally from the present crisis engulfing the whole world. So impact of COVID-19 on education, especially, you know very well. UNESCO says that 500 million children worldwide have already had their education disrupted by the spread of COVID-19. And especially now the schools are closed, colleges are closed. We never think about of the seriousness. The gathering of people in a single place for a period of time increase the risk of infection. So this infection, increasing of the infection rate may be possible only with the student category. Whether we organize them within the campus in a period of time, even the spread goes there. Here it might have seen that just for a fraction of second we wander here and there. the flood, I mean, the infection caught us. But if it is a case of running the class, and as the students who sit in one place for a longer time, so there is a risk of increasing the infection. So the seriousness should be taken care only for the students here, so that online is a growing response to these closures. Okay, let me explain with some examples. So transformation of global education sectors today, though we have said that online education is a must, but what happened in global level, so many institutions, so many universities, colleges, schools, they have shifted, they have transformed to the global education, online education system. Yes, let me start with that, where the virus started. China, 250 million full-time students resumed their studies through online platform. The first, I would tell you that Tencent classroom, that is the first and largest online movement in the history of online education. So Tencent classroom is the, whenever we talk about of the online education because of COVID, means that we can talk Tencent classroom is an example we can say. So this is the first in the history of online education. This is the first class this classroom has taken. Just let me show how it would be. Through which, this is the Tencent cloud, in which number of students, they resumed their studies. This is the first online education sector that China has initiated, and number of students have resumed their studies in this level. Sir, are you able to see the screen? Any one of you just give me the answer. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir. The screen is visible.
Visible. Okay, right. Further. Then next one. So one is Tencent classroom, not Tension classroom. So we have shifted from Tension classroom to Tencent classroom. Then next one, Singapore-based company LARP. This is one of the main app LARP, developed by ByteDance as an internal tool to meet its own exponential growth, began offering even teachers and students unlimited. What are the things of its coverage? Video conferencing time, auto translation capabilities, real-time co-editing of project work, smart calendar scheduling. So this is the next important thing on online education. So I can tell you, just have a look at that. Global education sectors have already moved. Only we are talking now, but what happened already, they have moved to online. So this second one is the LARP. Let us see how it would be. So you may note down, these are the things not only for Singapore or China, even we can make use of these online systems for our educational practices. So here, you might have seen the screen. Here, you can find here, so many solutions. Here, even when you go for here, attendance, we can make attendance. Everything is there. We can control the classrooms with all the tools are available in this LARP platform. So this is the next platform through which Singapore has developed its study, shifted to its study towards next online education mode. Okay. Further, another one. This is most important one. I would tell you that to support large scale remote work, the platform Alibaba Cloud to deploy more than 1 lakh new cloud servers in just 2 hours. So it happened in the month of April. So setting a new record for rapid capacity expansion in China. So this is the next one, Alibaba Cloud. So here within 2 hours, they have set 1 lakh, cloud systems. So this is the academy. You have seen that e-learning courses, Alibaba Cloud, what it is called. Are you able to see it? So Alibaba e-learning courses here, whatever the courses that we want, free learning courses are there. So this much of courses the students are pursuing the studies. Already they have shifted. So only the things, it is the time that we have to rethink how to convert our offline classes into online mode. So now these are the packages are readily available, through which already the experimentation have been carried out, and a number of people are resuming their studies. And this is the, I mean, Alibaba Cloud has 1 lakh cloud structures. This is the, I mean, academy, you might have seen that e-learning courses, access online courses of cutting edge technologies. So this is one thing, right? Next one, the Los Angeles Unified School District and PPS, so-called KCET. This is the next important one. So they are rocking in the world. So whatever the sites I am showing you, they are rocking in the world in the educational sectors, online educational sectors. So if you are able to note down all those things, just note down, because for our purpose, it is a must. For our purpose, it's a must. So offer local educational broadcast with a separate channel focused on different ages and a range of digital options. So this is the one more thing, Los Angeles Unified School District and PPS, so-called KCET, what it is called, KCET. So yeah, this is the platform. So KCET, here number of things are there. This is the local channel, what it is called actually. So at home e-learning, at home learning. So this is the package, sir. I mean, sir, I'm showing number of sites. Are you able to have a look at it or not? Just tell me. Otherwise, just I'm going on explaining. You people may not be able to follow me, means it will be difficult to us.
The PPT is clear, sir. It is clear. It is visible, sir.
And as well as the sites which I show you.
Yes, sir. Everything, complete slide is clearly seen. Video cut ಆಯ್ತು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಆಡಿಯೋ cut ಆಯ್ತು ಹಲೋ ಸರ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ வந்துருமா
இப்பதான் சார் ஜென்ரேட் ஆன்றாங்க வந்துடும் சார் அதான்
Dear participants, there is a technical failure in the part of resource person. So within next 1 or 2 minutes, he will resume and he will join with us. Please be on the line. So the resource person has a technical difficulty. There's a sudden drop in the signal and the power also. So that is the reason why just the connection from the resource person is terminated now. So the connection is being resumed. So within 2 minutes, as soon as the resource person comes online, we will connect you. Please bear with us. Basha sir is back in online. So participants, just keep on watching the program. Thank you.
Yeah. So are you able to see the screen now, sir? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is seen.
This one, which I showed you that, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
Los Angeles Unified School District and previous Kopal KCET. So it offers local education broadcast. Just I showed you that. So local education broadcast to all the people, even it is running as a channel to the local. So according to their expectation, they have changed it. So they have changed that. Whatever the requirement, accordingly they are giving that. So this is the platform through which we can have a home learning, what it is called home learning, right? So this is one thing more about home learning. The KCET, this is the one program already they have moved into that this system at home learning. This is what I showed you last, before the power cut. So let us go further. And so this these are the things what you have to note down, all those things. Even we can make use of LARC, we can make use of all those things. And apart from COVID-19 has already led to some specialized development by a number of MOOC providers. One is Future Learn. Future Learn is also one more program through which this is the Future Learn for so many subjects. So what are the things, we can go up to the global level. So now the syllabus, what we follow for our students, it is limited to our geographical level. What we can do now, having seen all those things. So see how many subjects are there. So along these subjects, we can select any one of the subjects relevant to us and we can go further. So this is the one more thing, future Learn. This is the one thing. And another one, the most important one is Coursera. This is the Coursera. This is the another MOOC programs worldwide. The Coursera. Here you can find your course. You can join free for it, and even the certificate. How many more than 200 and above world universities, they come forward. They come forward to give certificates. So here, so many learners, we can join freely this Coursera. This is the another program for this one. And apart from that, so I have just I have given so many lists. One is Tencent Classroom. Another one I have told you that LARC, then KCET, Future Learn, Coursera. Then one more is the French as well as English Fun MOOC. What it is called Fun MOOC. This is also the most important one, Fun MOOC. So this is the screen, Fun MOOC. The freedom to study, Fun MOOC. So many educational endeavors are there in it. So both we can the things you can find it here. This is English as well as French. So both in which the two language platforms, this Fun MOOC is also available. So next, then further, when we talk about BBC, we are familiar with the BBC. Even the BBC, they have started one educational programs at the global level. So media organizations such as BBC are also powering virtual learning. So that they are calling as a bit-size daily. Bit-size daily, actually it was launched on April 20 after this COVID is offering 14 weeks curriculum based learning for kids across the UK. So here with the celebrities, even the main celebrities are taking as they are considered to be the teachers and they are sharing their experience. So see, this is that BBC. So here daily lessons according to age wise. So they have given this one BBC, which is called bit size. So this is another platform. So why I am sharing this information, we people can make use of all those things for our country also. And even we can have a discussion further whether it is really useful or not, that we will have a discussion still. So the world has already moved forward. We are still lagging behind. That's what I want to show you here. And when we talk about the university level, Zhejiang University, so they have managed to get more than 5,000 courses online just 2 weeks into the translation using, as I told you that this is the one app, Ding Dong, Ding Talk ZJU, that is the app. The Zhejiang University, they have offered 5,000, around 5,000 courses online. So this is the university in China. See, this is the home page, you can see that. Further, apart from college level, the Imperial College London started offering course on the science of coronavirus, which is, I mean, now the most enrolled class launched in 2020 through Coursera. Already I have told you know the Coursera. Through Coursera, the Imperial College London has enrolled. This is, I mean, taken account. This is that, I mean, maximum number of enrollment have been taken by Imperial College London through Coursera. I mean, Coursera. See, so this is Imperial College London. So they have offered this type of programs through Coursera. So I have shown you both, I mean, programs as well as the university for your better understanding. Apart from that, so here you can see that when we go for the individual case studies, so this is the organization, they are doing what about an individual idea. Dr. Amjad, a professor at the University of Jordan, who has been using LARC to teach his students, what he says, you know, he has said that it has changed the way of teaching. Actually, we people are meeting today only because of online. Only because of, if it is a case of offline, whether we want to meet personally, it is not that much possible. Today, we have just to break the barriers of that, I mean, geographical barriers we have broken down. Today, we are meeting online. So, actually, when we go for this type of, I mean, online courses, according to his statement, what he has said that entirely change the way of teaching. And further, he has says that it enables me to reach out to my students more efficiently and effectively through chat groups, video meeting, voting also. We have never considered on these things. We have taken the class, whether it is really useful or not, that we have never gone for voting. Even when we go for online teaching, what happened, we can go for voting also. And also document sharing is very easy. During this pandemic, document sharing is also easy. Then what he has further said, my students also find it easier to communicate on LARC. Will start to LARC even after coronavirus. He imagined that. And one thing I can say, according to his statement, I believe traditional offline learning and e-learning can go hand by hand in future. It is going to happen, that we are going to see. Now, okay, sir, these are the how the world has moved further, that I have shown with an examples. Now, the question comes in our mind as because we have already customized that online, only offline education teaching means only within the classroom, within, I mean, in front of the students only. Now, the question is that, is online education good or bad? So actually, let me share with the bad in the sense, in what can we say that actually there is no training. Immediately at midnight, it has been said that tomorrow onwards, lockdown. Who has given us training? No training. Insufficient bandwidth also. So now you know that power cuts, everything is over. Even further, we might have seen that bandwidth also and little preparation with this, I mean, online. And another thing, bad in the sense, result in a poor user experience also. That is unconducive to sustained growth. We cannot measure their growth, whether they are really following properly or not. And another thing we can say that the unplanned and rapid move to online learning. So what happened? We have pressurized today to go for online. They are moving rapidly, hastily, and we don't have any idea what is going to have, whether it has a backfire or not. These are the things that, so these are the, we can say, we can make an argument that, so online may be bad, right? But always, you know very well, every coin has two sides. Right, so I've seen this side, and let us see the other side of the coin. So it is good. So what happened? We can adopt this system, maybe a new hybrid model of education, both offline as well as online, emerge with a significant benefit. So we can adopt this as a good model, as a hybrid system. So integration of information communication technology, ICT in education will be further accelerated. That is going to happen, you know very well. So online education eventually became an integral component of school education, college education, university education in future. So if it is a case, online education is a model that we have to adopt, so that whether we vote for good or bad, so the participants, you can think that you can, cast your vote either good or bad according to your, idea, what you have conceived from my lecture. So what are the challenges of online learning, sir? So you can say that the challenges that in front of us are that some students without reliable internet access, because students, we cannot expect it. We are standard. We know that. We know the technology. What about the students? Struggle to participate in digital learning. That is the one challenge in front of us. And one more thing I can say, that the gap is seen across the countries and between income brackets within the countries. So some countries are developed countries who have all the facilities, all the things. When we talk about, because pandemic has affected all over the world. It has never seen that whether it is developed country or underdeveloped country or whatever the case it may be. But everyone wants to go for online education. So, but there is a gap here between income brackets of the countries. For example, I will tell you that 95% of the students in Switzerland, Norway, and Austria have a computer to use for their school work. But what happened to the other countries? I can say that only 35% it is estimated. I have a data. Indonesia, Bangladesh, the country which are in low income brackets, so they don't have that much of facility, and they cannot offer all those things to their students. So this is also one of the challenges in front of us. Okay, sir, if we go for even developed countries, so okay, there is a gap between developed, underdeveloped, or developing countries. Even in the developed countries also, it is not that much 100%. It is not possible. What it is said that in the US, there is a significant gap between those from privileged and disadvantaged backgrounds. What it is said that. So here there is income brackets, but in the developed countries, it is said that privileged and disadvantaged backgrounds. So while virtually all the 15-year-olds from privileged groups, 75% background said they have a computer to work on. But nearly even in US itself, 25% of those from disadvantaged backgrounds have not computers even. So while some schools and government have been providing digital equipment students in need, such as in South Wales, what it is said, in Australia, actually, though it is named as a New South Wales, actually this is the one, they have made a program like this. You can see here. Even that schools provide laptop loans. They give the loans to the students, laptop for that student so because to avoid the digital divide. So this is what public schools around NSW are ensuring, that every student has the tools and connection to learn from home. So this is also happening. So the schools have to support. So yet what happened, they are still concerned that the pandemic will widen the digital divide. So what happened? This pandemic has widened the digital divide because schools and colleges are closed. They are not offering this service to the students for their home purposes. So this is also one of the challenges in front of for online learning because of COVID. Okay, right. Next point of view when we talk about is learning online effective or not, sir? If you say yes, what are the points that I can say that yes, sir, online learning is effective? One thing I can say that for those who do have access to the right technology, there are evidence that learning online can be more effective in number of ways. What are the ways, sir? Don't say generally. When we talk, some research shows that an average students retain 20 to 60%. Now the students who are participating, they may agree with us, more material when learning online compared to 8 to 10% in the classroom. So what happened? While the students attends in the online classroom, they may have the chance of 60% of chance of getting more materials. Usually what the teachers say in the classroom, go and read in the library, go to collect your own material. So they are not providing. Here I can show here, this is not from my statement. These are the Really, these are the studies, case studies have been taken. So fact and stakes that reveal the power of e-learning. So actually this study has said that about 60% of the students get e-learning resources. They get supportive material for further learning. If it is a case of offline class, in the classes, what happened? Simply the teachers teach and tell further learning. You just go and find out from the library or somewhere else. So this is the problem. And even next point of view, this is mostly due to the students being able to learn faster online. E-learning requires 40 to 60% less time to learn, sir. So what happened when you go for online learning, the capacity of learning among the students, when we talk, it is 40 to 60% more than the traditional classroom setting. So won't you accept it now? It is an effective, online learning is effective. And even further, one more point I can say that as students can learn at their own pace. Own pace means there is no any hurry. They can learn that according to their level of understanding. They can go with their pace of learning. Otherwise, going back and rereading. Here, within the class hours, the teachers teaches further. He cannot go for relearning, rereading. Even sometimes which are irrelevant, he can skip it. But in the classroom, whether he has already known all those things, he has to listen all the matter unless the teacher stops his lesson. So skipping also possible, or accelerating through concept as they choose. So these are the things. Learning online effective, I can say yes, but as I told you earlier, there are certain point of view. Even again, somebody may argue, otherwise even I can argue with that side. No, it's not that much effective, sir. Why it is not so effective, sir? The effectiveness of online learning varies amongst the age groups. That is also one thing. According to the age group, the general consensus on children, especially young ones, is that the structured environment is required. Because you know that in the classroom, the people, those, whether it is a structured environment, they can listen carefully. If it is not, what happened? They may be easily distracted. So the classes will be going on. There is no any control on them. So automatically distraction will come. So they may not listen properly. So that's why whether it is effective means distraction is 100% possibility in that. According to the age group, it differs. According to the age group, it differs. To get the full benefit of online learning, there needs to be a concentrated effort to provide this structure. This structure is to be given. So what we think now, we must go beyond replicating a physical class or lectures through video capabilities, instead using a range of collaboration tools and engagement methods. So what happened? What is the solution for that? We can talk about means we have to make a solution that instead of using a range of collaboration tools and engagement, we have to go for video capabilities. In such a way, we have to make them practice. So changing education today, that is imperative. It is clear that this pandemic has utterly disrupted an educational system that many assets was already losing its relevance. What happens, sir? Losing its relevance means if it is going on further, what will happen? See, so actually there are more benefits. We have lost it. Whether we in the pandemic situation, the system here, how to unleash its potential, you might have seen that. So there is an article related to that. So how the system has been collapsed because of pandemic, this COVID-19. And one more thing, education system should continue to focus on both traditional and academic skills and remote learning techniques. What it is said that. So it is considered that still to have a good practice, we should adapt both systems simultaneously, so that once adoption is taken into account, then we will go for online. The system will aim on implanting critical thinking and capability, which will be more important for success in the future. Now, but still there is a question. The question is, whether the move to online learning be the catalyst to create a new, more effective method of educating students, whether the students adopt it. That first we have two model, teacher has to adapt, even the student has to adapt. So whether anyone, if anyone do not, I mean, a person who does not adapt it, there won't be any, effective. So it is seriously felt that hasty nature of transition online may have hindered this goal. So whether we follow these things, so nature of this transition means what I want to convey here, whether we go in hasty level, in future, it may go in different angle. So how it would be, see, when we go for that, everybody thinks for online, what happened, whatever the resources we have, we have pulled, thousands, lakhs of amounts to on this, it will become empty. You might have seen that. So you cannot find that, everything will be empty. Then what happened to these resources that already we have invested? So these are the things we can understand. Yes. Okay, sir. Let us come to an idea. So really, online education has certain benefits, an opportunity to huge reduce students' loan problem. One thing is this or not? So online course means free courses are there, and we can join, and this much of amount may not be spent. Today, students, they are getting educational loan. This problem will be solved automatically if you go for online. In India, high quality online education can replace third-rate education in third-rate colleges, some colleges. So though they are said as whether the quality education is given or not, but what happened when you go for online education, we can get the lectures from the eminent people from one corner of the world to the other corner. We can teach, so that the third category colleges, third-rate colleges, third-rate education rate will be, solved. That problem will be solved. And one more thing, virtual classroom can be expanded without concerns of physical space for number of students. You can say admission, only 50 students can be admitted. Only 50 students can be admitted. No, online course means, so according to the bandwidth level, we can increase the participants. Only one lecture number of, so that what happened, so the students, more number of students can be benefited. So large online classrooms can be further broken into smaller groups of students with the trained teachers who can facilitate online discussion, so that we can have small groups of, we can have that facilitator level. Even the facilitator level can be with the small groups also. And access to international online education would give competition to even high quality Indian online education. So what happened? So there is a, variation among the students' knowledge capacity according to that geographical level. What happened when we have, world global level online education means we can just compete with the world level students. Even the Indian students can compete with the world level. Their knowledge can be expanded. That is another benefit I can tell you. So still, there are certain questions in front of you. What are the questions? Will use of online learning lead institution see the value of this pedagogy and make it permanent future for the folio? As a teacher, I can tell that. So if I support for online, what about the job opportunity in future? So is there, teacher record for in future or not? Only online education means the recruitment will go down automatically. Whether it is for future portfolio, it will be adapted. 1%. And second question, will policymakers and government re-evaluate online learning and its place in their post-secondary offerings? So what happened this after pandemic 19? So this pandemic, will it be continuing? Whether they re-evaluate it or not, whether there is structure will be, made it or not. Then third question, will the sudden growth of online learners change the students' attitude to this mode of learning, which in many cases is already favorable? So what happened, so user-centric, what we call user-centric, whatever we say, what about the will it be a change in the attitude among the students? That is main thing to be discussed. Whether it is possible, then only these are the things can be adopted. Otherwise, whatever that we shout, it will not be taken into account and there won't be any useful at all. Will the growth of online learning lead to the new startups and enterprise focus on the rapid conversation of classroom courses to online or other aspect of this mode of learning? What happened, discussions. Discussion means whether in the classroom discussions and how it may, so it may vary. So will it be maintained or not? So these are the questions for the futures. So see, just sum up all those things, what I have told you that. Almost so many the arguments I have placed in front of you. What about its accessibility, then flexibility, everything we have seen that. Then whether it is a new or not, no, it is not a new. Online education is not a new. Already it has been taken shape in the models of the world level, that I have shown you so many examples, so many things in front of you. Thereafter, what are the challenges in front of us, whether it is beneficial, good or bad, whether it is effective or not effective, these are the things we have discussed. So this is the time to, we can come to the conclusion now. So anyhow, what are the values that COVID-19 has, taught to us? You know very well, hygiene being the topmost priority, and money is not everything. Work from home can be an option for many business. If it is the case of education, that's also one of the things I have told you that. And today everyone really realizes that what is the power of internet. Today we are meeting each and every we are meeting today because of this internet. So there is a, they have slashed down the barriers of poor to rich. There is no any barrier. Those who have internet, they will be considered in future. The value of interacting with the close friends and family. So this is what we have understood today. So with this, I can stop here, and now we can go for discussions. So whether you want to make any clarification or anything else, you can just ask me. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Professor Sadhik Batcha, sir, for your wonderful lecture. Now the session is open for discussion. Those participants want to get clarification from the resource person can raise the questions. Sir has very clearly defined what is the challenges, the pros and cons of the online education. So there is so those who want to raise a question can raise your the hand signal. Hand signal is there in the screen. Just click on it. You can get the so that we can understand who is asking the question. There is a question from the respondent through chat room, sir. Nagaraju Vadapalli. He is asking that how would we reduce the digital gap among student community while majority parent are below poverty line? Is there any possible plan for educational institutions to include the digital learning?
So actually now what happened, the government has to plan for that in future. So many frees are given by the government. Even in Tamil Nadu, you might have known that free laptops are given. Already they have started. So this is the one method already, forecasting method, they have already done it. What I can say that. Now only the things everybody has. Now you know very well, one thing I want to share with you. Do you know number of toothbrush in the country, in the world? Number of toothbrush, you know that? What is the number according to the population? That number, instead of number of, when you compare the mobile phone, the number of toothbrush is less. What it is, there is a reason. Study reports that everyone has toothbrush, sir. But what happened? This number is less when compared to the mobile that everyone has. So everyone has mobile today. Only the things when we go for online education means today this is possible. especially even for developing countries and underdeveloped countries. But one thing I can tell you that though we have the, gadgets, but in some places, in connectivity is very poor. So in this case, we have to shift accordingly. You may know that the people are moving from the, the village side to the, city side because of our education. So in future, it is going to happen. Why they are moving here to there means because of bandwidth, net bandwidth, they may make a move in future. So that's what in future, either the government should have to make a plan. Otherwise, the individual have to make a plan according to the system that they are going to adopt.
Thank you, Batcha sir. Now I just unmute a participant, Sagar. Sagar, you please unmute from your side. Sagar, you proceed and ask the question now to the resource person.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, myself Sagar from New Delhi. I just to clarify one question that after getting to online education, we can classify the education in two purposes. Like a small kid who are having an education, if person is having a one room and there are two kids, if the student is studying, they will be deviated from our education one, and there will be eye effects and continuously if the student is studying one. And secondly, there was also one case in the 9th and 10th standard when the CBSE students were taking an online classes during the examination. There was a hijack of one girl's privacy, and that was misused by the hijackers. So in that kinds of situations, how the government should protect the peoples of the higher secondary schools of the girls' privacies or boys. These hijackers are nowadays using misusing the purpose of the girls and other people. So what are the strategies government has taken, and what is your perspective to protect our online education that we have to initiate?
Yes, very good. You have asked a wonderful question. Actually, the technology increases means automatically its adverse effects also follows it, very well. So in such a case, what happened, even when we talk about of online education, regarding to your first question, I'm telling you that online education today, even the colleges and universities have not, thought about of all those things in, proper method. But already the schools have started. Today, the schools have started, offering online mode. Their classrooms, they are, sharing their classroom to the students. That one thing. So what happened, the more beneficial, how it would be, the parents here for the school students, only the parents have to take care of all those things. Right? That's what, the school management expect. And future, what you said about of the hackers, right? So hackers actually, if it is the case today, that even from so many banks accounts, the amount has been taken away without knowing them. So now that's also a crime. What it is said that in future the government would adopt this also as a new policy, how to avoid them. So the government has to take steps. So it is not only now, as it is said that whatever the recommendation, only UGC says this only for universities and colleges, the guidance given by universities, UGC. This is or not. In such a way, in future they will frame a policy. According to their policy only, this type of problem will be minimized. What I feel so, right?
Thank you, Batcha sir, for your response. Now just unmute Dr. Naga Seshamma Pinky. Naga Seshamma Pinky, you just unmute from your side. Yes. You proceed.
Hello.
Yes, madam, you proceed. It is audible.
Sir, good morning. And thank you very much for the wonderful lecture which given by our sir, Sadhik sir. And there is a small, this one, with regard to this. And I'm in favor of traditional teaching only. But the thing is that now the pandemic, which has made us to go for online and teaching. And to what extent this will be useful for the students means some of the students it is misusing. So if I'm taking class before that, we'll attract those people and sit in the classroom and will concentrate those students who are very poor also. But now it is not possible for the that thing to concentrate on those students. One more thing, a small example. Yesterday, our commissioner, Collegiate Education Commissioner has conducted one program with regard to students, how the self development like that. But the students who are giving on the status, putting some other things, but they didn't so attend for that class. If it is the case, means how it will be useful for the students. So that is the one thing. One more thing, if you see for the first person who has asked with regard to the students from till 10th class, some of the students are keeping the mobile and going somewhere. The parents can't be put an eye on them. And some students are telling we are getting headache and all. So in those circumstances, how it will be useful for the students. And virtual seating, which will be only the people who are away from who are unable to come to the college, they can be utilized. So for that purpose only, if the person who want to get the more our practical, so we are having a moot court practicals for the law students and for the science student practical. In those circumstances, they cannot go for the online teaching. This is my opinion. So what is the star opinion? I want to know, sir.
Madam, you are right. I can go with your answer also. Here, one thing that the teacher should understand that classroom teaching will not be compensated with any other teaching. That's
good,
true.
Sir, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, it will never be compensated because
Yes, sir,
it is psychology oriented.
yes.
Because we are seeing the face to face.
Yes.
We read the minds of the students. We understand what the people think about of our lecture. Yes. Whether it is really, understandable. Otherwise, whether it is not, able to understand, there we can change, our technology immediately. We change our attitude immediately.
Yes.
But face to face, when there is a face to face, means that is different entirely. But here, you might have seen that. For that, I can tell one more thing here. You might have seen my slides.
Yes.
In my slides, only, 3 or 4 matters are there in that slide, but I have given in picturized model.
Yes.
Bad, good, in such a way. See, why I have done these things means, I know very well, in online mode means, we cannot control the students to listen myself, to listen my lecture 100%. So that I have to take some steps to make it possible at least 10 to 20% or 30%. When we go on learning such a things means it's possible that we can go for 100% in future. It depends on only the teacher who born as a teacher. It is possible only, even in the classroom itself, I can tell. Even in the classroom, born teacher is always, able to control over the students and has the, good thing and can be shared. But even online means that in future, it will be happening and we have to learn a lot of things, madam, actually. That's what I can say here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Professor Batcha, sir, and thank you, Nagasheshama Pinky. Now I just unmute Dr. Yashwant Kumar. Yashwant Kumar, you proceed.
Sir, good morning, sir. Can you hear my voice, sir? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Good morning. It is very nice session, sir. Thank you to the sir also. Sir, today, most of the faculty members are following the traditional education instead of online education. If the faculty members having the computer background, so they can easily go for the online education. Otherwise, if they are following only traditional education without any computer knowledge and computer usage, how they are preparing to sudden change from traditional education to online education in university or college, whatever it may be, sir. So that is my question.
Very good, sir. Right. Dear friend, learning is not only for students. Learning is not only for students.
Yeah.
If I become the teacher means it is not meant that I have learned everything.
Yes.
Learning, you know that the spelling itself, delete the first letter.
Earning.
Yearning of knowledge. Every day I have to earn something as knowledge. So I have to adopt. Actually, it is a race. Today, it is a race. In this race, if I want to keep my position properly means I have to make a run. Otherwise, what happened? I will be lost in the race. So lost in the race means I may lost my position also in future. So that's why That is the, I mean, every teacher, whether they are following, no, I'm only in the traditional method, the teacher will go, means he will not be on the, I mean, in this position in future, because everything is forcing us today. Have you ever thought about in the month of January, sir, anything? We have never have an idea about of all those things. But today, it has made us forced to go for online, so that it is compulsion for everyone to go for online, means we have to learn at any cost. There is no any other second thought for any teacher. I can tell that I will go only with the offline classes, means he will not survive in future. Whether we want to make survive, means we want to go for other options also, right? Earlier we had the chalk and other talk, then they moved into the which one, other methodology. Next they have go for LCD. In such a way, today we have got all those things, actually. So learning is a lifelong activity. The learning first, the teacher who has learned, I mean daily, who is learning, they only can give the proper lectures, you know very well. So that my, I mean, request to all the teachers that we have to learn a lot every day, then only we can cater the knowledge to our audience.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Yashwant Kumar.
Okay.
Thank you, Batcha sir. Also, there is a question in the chat room, an interesting question by a participant. He's asking that government is providing laptops to the rural students and all the students. But the problem is that due to overcome their basic needs, some of the laptops, in most of the laptops, are being sold in the market. How we can overcome this issue? Though we are ready to, government is ready to give laptops and all, they are being sold. What can be done to address this issue? How can we take the technology to them?
Learning. Actually, I don't understand what exactly they need.
Actually, the question is, government is providing laptops, laptops to the rural students in order to make them digitally available to take the technology to them. But in reality, most of the laptops are being sold in the market by the same students. So to overcome their basic needs, so what shall be done? That's a question by an interesting question by your participant.
Yes, sir. Yes, you are right, sir. Actually, need and want, two, I mean, terminology people can easily understand. Need and want. So I never say sell rice from my house. I never sell, because it is a need for me. It's a need, everyday need. So when I feel that it is a need of every day, I never go for sell it in the market. Which is unusable, then only I can sell it. So when they feel that in future, whether it is compulsorily everyone who has to go for online, this type of system is adopted in future, means what happened? This one, I mean, will be shifted from want to need. So at that time, this will be minimized automatically.
Thank you, Batcha sir. And moreover, it is more than a digital issue. It is a socio-economic issue. Unless otherwise the basic social needs and economic needs are fulfilled, these won't be much meaningful. So it is a holistic. The problem should be addressed holistically. That's the one thing. So it is time to thank the resource person, Batcha sir. A very informative session, sir. And he has thrown light on the very vital issue, because every day, especially after the lockdown, everywhere the online courses are mushrooming. Webinars, courses, online courses, so much of courses are mushrooming. And how much these courses are effective, how much these courses are really beneficial to the participants and the registration. So the challenges, the problems, and positives, negatives, it was a complete picture, sir. Thanks for educating us in this very vital issue.
So thank you very much for every participants who have taken keen interest in listening me So let me submit my heartfelt thanks to all the participants as well as the organizers for having given me the wonderful opportunity to meet my learned colleagues in this platform. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you,
Basha sir. Thank you, the research person, and thank you all the participants. And thank you all. And today afternoon we have a session by Dr. Prashant Divivedi, and from Uttar Pradesh. He is going to talk on repercussions of COVID-19 on Indian society, economy, and education. So thank you all. Another interesting session is awaiting in the afternoon. So thank you all. We'll meet you in the afternoon. Thank you.